Hey everybody, hope this finds you doing well. This is Danelle here at Networkchain. We're going to talk about the state of the market in cryptocurrency, where we are now, where we could potentially be heading towards the end of 2025. Let's go ahead and get started with the cryptocurrency market update. We can see here at time of recording, Bitcoin is currently trading at around $109,424. It's down nearly 6% over the past week, so we definitely came into some corrections over the past week or so. We are seeing some volatility that normally usually comes around this time of year, particularly September, sometimes October as well, where we have volatility. So it's not unusual for us to see the market take some dips during this time frame. We see Ethereum is down over 11% over the past week. It actually dipped below 4,000 over the last week. We'll see if it'll be able to stay above 4,000 next week and beyond. Solana took a pretty large hit as well, with a 15.83% dip over the past week, currently trading at around $202. We see Dogecoin, the largest meme coin of them all, down 14%, and Cardano rounding out the top 10, down nearly 13%, currently trading just under 80 cents at around 78 cents. So if we look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see here that Bitcoin is trying to hold on to these levels at around 109,000. So we saw over the past year when Bitcoin did reach basically this level in November of 2024, and it also hit again towards the beginning of 2025. And we see here, and this is just some very basic technical analysis, just generally speaking, we see that initially it was resistance, and now we're looking to see if it's going to continue to be support. It hit this resistance a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can say about 5 times or so, before it eventually broke out. And now we're seeing it become support. We see that it hit here earlier a few months ago in around August. It's now hitting this range again at the end of September. So could this potentially continue to be support? If it does, it definitely is positive in that if we continue to bounce off this, we may have to bounce off it one more time, maybe 2 more times, who knows. But if we are able to keep this as support, then we could potentially see another move heading back towards all-time highs, and then maybe even above all-time highs, because we've seen that we've reached around that 122 123 range a couple of times, and that has been resistant. So we'll see if it bounces back up. If it does actually get past this resistance, then there could be clear skies ahead, and who knows where Bitcoin could go from there. So we're definitely looking to see if we can hold around this $109,000 range as support, and then if we can eventually break through the last all-time high, which was around 123 or so. And so if that happens, then we definitely could see further all-time highs from there. So we are seeing all-time highs in M2, which is the money supply. This is the U.S. money supply. It's at all-time highs above $22 trillion. And what usually happens in the correlation between Bitcoin and the M2 supply, if we start to see a rapid raise in the M2 supply, which basically is near money assets, so very liquid assets when it comes to cash, checking accounts, saving accounts, CDs can count in this, money market funds. So it includes M1, which is basically the closest to near money, or basically at money, when you look at very liquid assets. And then you have M2, which includes something that isn't quite cash but very equivalent when you come to money market funds and CDs, where you can get out of those fairly easily and be able to get into cash. So when we see that more cash is circulating in the economy, particularly this happens when there are rate cuts, because people are more willing to borrow dollars because it's cheaper to borrow dollars, and then they'll use that money to put into various investments to try to outperform the interest rates, to be able to make more money from their money, making money from their money. That's what we're all about here, and why we're interested in emerging markets like cryptocurrency, because we're trying to make our money work for us and make more money. So we'll continue to observe and see as this M2 supply, if it continues to go up, then that definitely is a potentially positive indicator that Bitcoin will also go up. So time will tell, obviously, but it's definitely one of the economic data points that people look at when they look at how well risk on assets could potentially do as it relates to M2 supply. So Vanguard, which is one of the largest asset managers in the world, they manage around $10 trillion. They are actually one of the firms that had yet to really embrace cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency ETF since they came out last year. And so a lot of customers and clients left Vanguard or have been continually asking Vanguard to offer up the opportunity to get some kind of exposure to cryptocurrency. So you can see here that they're now exploring the possibility of adding crypto ETFs into their accounts. So you can see here that the asset manager is reportedly reversing its long hold on anti-crypto stance and is preparing to offer its clients access to third-party exchange-traded funds like the BlackRock ETF, IBIT, the Fidelity Bitcoin ETF is out there as well. And so there's a few of them. ARK also has an ETF. So there's a number of issuers and a number of ETFs that are out there from Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. Bitcoin has been breaking records when it comes to the amount of inflows that have come into the ETF over the past year and a half or so since it's been out. And we're seeing that Ethereum has definitely started to see a lot of inflows, billions of dollars come in to that ETF as well. So they definitely want to get a piece of the pie, especially if they're getting a lot of their clients who are really advocating and wanting to have the opportunity to invest into these crypto ETFs. So basically what we're seeing is that the broadening of crypto into traditional finance is an indicator of where this market can continue to go. And we're still seeing, despite the volatility that we've been seeing over the past few months, we're still seeing that firms like Vanguard, BlackRock, Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, which we'll get ready to talk now, are really beginning to embrace this market. And so that just means that there's going to be more money that has access to the cryptocurrency market. Because remember, the cryptocurrency market currently is at around, you can't see it, it's about $3.78 trillion right now. So that's nothing. It's still a minuscule when it comes to the equities market. When it comes to gold, gold is still over around $20 trillion. So just that one commodity, gold, it's still a fraction of that compared to some of the other investable assets that are out there. So there still could potentially be a long way to go. That's why we see it still as an emerging market. So you can see here Morgan Stanley, they have own E-Trade, which is a popular trading platform, and it looks like they're getting ready to introduce cryptocurrency trading to the platform. So they'll be partnering with Zero Hash to offer Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana trading to, as you can see, millions of retail investors. And we have seen that retail basically started the movement into Bitcoin, into crypto. So now we're seeing that institutions are finally starting to jump aboard and see the potential of this asset class. So retail is known as so-called dumb money, but in this circumstance, we're seeing that dumb money actually was the smartest money, because those who got in early into Bitcoin have seen exponential returns, life-changing returns for many people who got into it a while back. So we're also seeing that Tether, which is the largest stable coin, and they are potentially going to be getting more backing. It's currently a private company. We've seen a lot more cryptocurrency firms and native companies come on to the public markets and have IPOs as of late that have done really well, like Circle, which is the other major Ethereum-based stablecoin. They also have stable coins that are on some of the other blockchains as well, but their IPO did extremely well, and Tether maybe eventually will try to go out on the public market as well, but currently they're in the process of just continuing to raise money to build that business, and it looks like they're raising or trying to raise upwards of $20 billion, and it would be valuating it at around a $500 billion market cap, which is massive, because currently Tether right now, there's about $174 billion dollars worth of tether circulating currently in the crypto market. So it's definitely getting a premium. We'll obviously continue to keep you posted if we learn more about what Tether's plans could be in the future when it comes to potentially coming out on the public markets as other firms continue to come out on the public markets. We had Bullish, which was a few weeks ago, which is a cryptocurrency exchange. So there's a lot to come when it comes to crypto. And so we see that the writing is on the wall. Despite the Bitcoin price, the Ethereum price, the Solana price, we're still seeing that a lot of institutions are looking to jump in now that we're seeing and getting clarity from the government with regards to policy and regulations. And so that gives the green light to a lot of these bigger firms and banks to now offer their clients exposure to cryptocurrency. So obviously we'll continue to keep you posted. We really appreciate you checking us out here on YouTube every week, as well as on IG and X. Thank you so much for watching. We look forward to linking up with you soon on the Network Chain. Take care.